I'm just going to rip the band-aid off here. Looks matter. Looks matter a lot. They are the entryway to relationships. They're the entryway to friendships, because I'm going to be honest, people say not to judge a book by its cover, but you aren't going to pick up a book, read the title, and be like, I'm not really interested in that. I'm going to read it anyways. Most likely, you're not going to unless you have to for school or something like that. But that analogy still applies here. I hate to say it, but looks and genetics really, really do matter. But I am also pleased to say, on the offhand, that they aren't everything. Looks, of course, aren't everything. Genetics, of course, aren't everything, but they do play a massive role in especially the fitness industry and especially the dating scene and just people generating ideas based off of what they see about you in general. And I know you're going to be like, oh, another fitness video? Wow, another gym video? Like, dude, get a life. No. This is me developing my niche. I'm actively making my channel about something. So I'm recording this video right before I go to work, so I need to make this quick. But the fitness industry has a dark secret. If you want to start getting into the gym, if you want to start losing some weight or getting some weight, depending on whatever you want to do, if you want to start getting into that, not niche, but, relatively decently sized community on social media and real life, you're going to be in an area that has some interesting characters. You're going to be exposed to a lot of different ideologies about you and other people, and there will be a few select terms that will send a shiver down your spine. And I'm about to freak out all of the weightlifters in my viewers section here with one word: gynecomastia. I know, calm down. It's not that big of a deal, all right? It's fine, it can't hurt you, but it can hurt your self-image. Gynecomastia is essentially a buildup of fat in the breast nipple area in males due to hormone imbalance and also excessive weight gain. And I, back in my teenage years, I'm 19, I'm still a teenager, back in my immature teenage years, when I was eating 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day, like it's, like it was oxygen. I was breathing in and breathing out calories. I wish I was breathing out calories, but I was like Kirby, just sucking in all the food. And I had extremely bad gyno, although it didn't look like anything unnatural because the rest of my body was extremely fat. And now that I've gotten taller, I've slimmed down a little bit, got some muscle, the gyno that I do have now, albeit a tiny bit, is very pronounced, which really sucks. And I made that joke where I said, oh, gynecomastia, ooh, all the gym bros just started shaking and regurgitating up their whatever they're eating and just like, ooh, they recoiled in their seats. That's because gynecomastia is a pretty large thing in the gym community, especially, like chest, building your chest is one of the most popular subjects of gym culture, like a whole chest day pump and like building a massive chest, like doing this, flexing your chest muscles. That's a massive part of the gym community, and it might seem ridiculous, but it really is. A lot of fitness, like TikToks and fitness YouTube videos, are mainly revolved around building chest, and chest, I will say, is a high risk, high reward muscle to train. And I think I would say that chest is like top 3 most popular muscle groups to train. I think it's either chest, biceps, or legs. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is just my personal opinion from what I've seen, but that's not the topic of this video. A massive part of fitness, especially in your latter years of fitness, you've got your first year where it's like, oh, you're just getting into it, you have all the motivation, you're building habits. Second year where it's like you're kind of plateauing. Third year, you're either going up or you're going down. I'm starting to really progress. This is my 3rd year of working out, and my first 2 years were just like experimenting, like going like 2 or 3 times a week. Now I'm trying my best to go at least 4 to 5 times a week. I'm doing all this stuff, like taking creatine, taking protein powder, getting my protein goal, all of these things. It's great. But one of the darkest things in the fitness community, especially, as I said, your latter years of working out, are your self-image issues. Because I say issues because you will have self-image issues. You will look at yourself in the mirror and you will see a problem every single time. It is the idea that you will never ever be satisfied. You will never ever have enough, which is a very similar idea to getting money, for example. That money is one of the main reasons why I started this channel. I hate to say it, but I like money. I want money. I want to be able to play good games on my good computer. I want to be able to retire my parents. I want to be able to drive nice cars. I want to be able to start businesses, but that's not the main reason why I started this channel. And one of the main things that people close to me in my life come to me about in regards to this YouTube channel, they say a lot about, you're never going to be satisfied. You're going to eventually get all of this money, and we believe in you, right? We know that you will do this, but once that happens, then what are you going to do? Because money won't make you happy. And to that, I say, I'm just kidding about the middle finger, but money will make me happy. Money does buy happiness. But again, I'm ranting on about this, but regardless, what I'm trying to say is that getting that dream physique of yours won't make you happy, because by the time you reach that physique, it will have been years. And again, I hate to say it, stuff like this does take years. But once you reach that physique, you will always want more. But it is imperative when in times like these, we realize that, especially after years of training, we are where we used to pray for. I especially am where I used to pray for, regardless of my self-image issues, because I still struggle a lot with my self-image issues. I can't look in the mirror shirtless without saying at least 2 or 3 things really bad about myself, because I still have body fat, regardless of my chiseled jawline, and regardless of, all of that. I still think my nose is massive. I still think my stomach is like bloated. I still think, my gyno is just popping out of my shirt, when in reality, people are way too focused on themselves to even look at me like that. I remember 2 or 3 years ago when I was 200 pounds and 5'8". You heard that right. I was a bowling ball. I would be in the back of my parents' car. They would be driving me around somewhere like downtown or just on a random road where someone would be walking, someone slightly taller and slightly thinner than me. And I would wish I was them. I would wish, regardless of what they were dealing with in their personal life, that I could just swap consciousness and I would somehow be healthier, when in reality, why would you ever want that? Also, if you're trying to depict something off about my appearance, I did get a haircut. I'm keeping my hood up right now because I'm trying to subliminally send a message, a subliminal message about, like, gynecomastia and self-image issues. Like gym guys always wear hoodies because they want to cover up the bulk, the pounds of fat they've gained. But regardless, I did get a haircut. And on to the rest of the video. I used to deal with this a lot, and I still do deal with it quite a bit, but obviously not as much because I'm talking about it today and I'm being pretty open and honest about it. But I still think about myself as in this fat 5'8", 200-pound kid that doesn't know a single thing about exercising or dieting or cardio. And I think that every single time I walk out, especially with this shirt on, this shirt does nothing to hide my gyno. This shirt it's one of those cloth shirts that like really highlights the nipple area, and I don't like it a lot. So I have to wear like a wife beater, a tank top, not a wife beater, a tank top. I don't like calling them wife beaters. That's really, really weird. But I wear a tank top, or I wear like another shirt under this one to protect it from, the gyno here. But I used to think every time I'd walk outside with this shirt on, and nothing under it, people would be staring at me. They'd be looking at my chest. And of course you're going to have, like, if you're looking around while you're at the gym, you're going to have that one random old guy that's going to be like, he's just going to be staring at you, or he's just going to have, because in reality, people's eyes in the gym, they wander. When you're in the gym and you're working out and you're in between sets, you're going to be tired. And so your consciousness isn't going to be immediately thinking about where you're looking or who you're looking at. And this applies to everyday life as well. People are just going to be walking around and their eyes are just going to be wandering. And this is unfortunately a trap that, and I'm going to get a little bit questionable here, this is a trap that a lot of men fall for on social media. A lot of people will wear rather revealing clothing, and then the second someone's eyes wander, they're canceled immediately. But again, that's something else that's wrong with the fitness industry, especially online. And that's also a different topic for a different video that I will be making. I will 100% be making a video about the outrageous like standards and like sexism going on in the fitness community. But again, that's for a different day. I recommend every single one of my viewers to get into fitness, even if it's just something incredibly light. You don't have to go into it as heavy as I am. You don't have to start buying pre-workout and creatine and going to the gym 5 days a week. No. I'm talking about longevity of your heart, longevity of your organs, longevity of your happiness, because ultimately starting to work out was one of the best decisions I've made, if not the best, aside from paying for YouTube Premium. And I make this joke all the time because people ask me, oh, do you have Spotify? Oh, do you listen to SoundCloud? No, I listen to YouTube Premium. I get these YouTube videos, great bit rate. This is not sponsored, by the way. If it is, I've never seen YouTube sponsor a video before. I mean, maybe they have, but hey, I'm open for anything. But I'm ranting again. I'm just saying $13 a month for something I use for like 6 or 7 hours every day is a pretty good deal. But there are ups and downs to every single choice you will make in your entire life. And with the fitness industry, it has amazing ups. So it has some pretty disasterful downs. Disasterful has some pretty devastating downs. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately, once you start losing or gaining weight, you will start to see every single nitpick. You'll start to nitpick at your own self-image. Whenever you look in the mirror, you will see every single thing that's wrong with you, which is something you can't really avoid because we're humans. We're imperfect. I can't just say, oh, look in the mirror and be nice to yourself. Oh, look in the mirror and, tell yourself 10 things you're grateful for about your accomplishments. I can't just say that. A, because I'm not a therapist, and B, because I know it's not that easy. It's never been that easy. In fact, it's been hard for me, extremely hard for me to admit to myself that I've made progress. And I can say I've made progress. If it wasn't for some other events that happened in my life where I have been shown to have made progress, whether that be lifting something heavy that I haven't been able to in the past, or someone just randomly coming up to me and complimenting me. And I don't mean to sound egotistical or, self-centered, but stuff like that really makes a difference. Sometimes it takes an outside set of eyes to really shed light onto how good you're doing, because I can say this, at least if you're trying and if you're showing up, you're doing better than most people, because most people don't show up and most people are extremely lazy. Over 50% of the United States alone is obese. We are I say we as in America, as the country, we are incredibly fat. We are incredibly obese, and you can make a difference. I don't think people understand this, but if you can do 10 push-ups in a row and if you can do one pull-up, you're in more shape than 80% of the population globally in the United States. I forgot which metric it was. I'm not going to do the research on it because I'm lazy, but that's a massive difference. So please do yourself and your heart and your friends and your self-consciousness and your mental state a favor and get into fitness. Start showing up. Even if it's just 1 or 2 days a week. Go to the gym, take the risk, and just talk to people, drink more water, the whole shtick. Do your own research and just experiment. Trial and error. No one has ever made progress from just succeeding. Most of progress is failure. So you need to go in the gym and you need to fail. Like Tom Platz said, failure is where success is. I think he said that. But for now, I'm going to make a burrito and wrap this thing up. So in general, once you start getting into fitness, which I recommend every single one of you do, if you're not already in there, you will have major ups and major downs. The major ups will be amazing. You're going to have increased organ functionality. Your attention span is going to increase. All of these amazing things. You're going to get slimmer or you're going to get bigger, whatever you want to do again. But the downs are pretty rough. The downs are primarily mental, which unfortunately is 75 or 80% of the battle, because most of it is mental. And the mental things you will deal with are pretty heavy. You're going to deal with self-image issues. You're going to deal with self-confidence issues. You're going to deal with massive anxiety attacks. But again, you look at everyone in the fitness industry, they're already dealing with those things. Even the most prominent figures on social media, Joey Swoll, Noel Diesel, they're all dealing with these, I think so at least, they're all dealing with these massive self-doubts and all of these things, because ultimately that's what it leads to. You're always going to see the version of yourself that you were before working out. I still see myself as that 5'8", 200-pound little kid, little asshole. But that's okay, because that does eventually change. It does get better. It always does. And this is definitely going to be one of my longer videos because I'm extremely passionate about this topic. But for now, I need to go to work. So stay safe.